Good morning, Springfield Faith Center. I want to greet you from our district office. I'm Bill Kieselhorst, the Northwest District Missions Representative. I've known you guys for about 20 years, and I know your commitment to world missions is enduring, has been fruitful, and I just want to thank you and congratulate you on your commitment to world missions. I also want to thank you for your commitment to Foursquare Missions and your contribution to what we're doing around the world. You know, we are part of a movement. It's a movement that extends into well over 160 countries. We've planted about 65,000 churches over the last 80 years, which is an incredible fruit when you think about it. But all of this comes out of the local churches like yours that give faithfully, send people into ministry, support them over the years. All of this is part of a missions commitment, and you guys are super in this. And I want to thank you and congratulate you. Foursquare is really about the local church. Wherever we go in the world, we have local churches. You're sitting in one, I'm sitting in one. We understand the church. We understand how Christ works in the church. We understand how the church works with itself. We understand all the ministries of the church. When you go to another country, same thing is going on. And if there is no church, then we plant that church. If there is a church, we develop that church. And so a local church here in the U.S., if you want to partner in another country, you go and see what's happening. What are they doing? What are their needs? How can you fit? What do you bring? What are the gifts that you bring? What are the ministries that you have to offer? It's not all about money. It's rarely about money. So what do you bring? And is it an appropriate gift? And is it an appropriate planting for the place that you're going to? And so we're looking for churches that will fit with National Works and listen to their goals, listen to their needs, listen to how they do things, and be a good guest and contribute appropriately. And so this is limitless. This can go all over the world, and it can go in small groups. We can go in small teams. This is easy. This isn't rocket science. This is stuff that we can do. But it really is a matter of people who are fitting to what is on the ground. Can we see what's on the ground and work appropriately with what's on the ground? Now, what we try and do is plant a solid work that begins to multiply churches. And when those churches are multiplying, we know that the kingdom of God is moving in that area. We're very careful about bringing aid. Aid tends to kill as much as it tends to save. So we're very careful about money and stuff. And so when we bring money or stuff, we want to be sure that the church is mature, healthy, multiplying, and growing on the ground. Then we're not going to interfere with that growth. So we may come in and do something like a clean water project, $8,000–10,000 to drill a really solid well that produces good water. What are some other things? We will look for a church that's doing a school. Or if they're doing a school, we'll come alongside them and help them with that school. If they're not doing a school, we're not going to do it for them. We want to see the initiative happening from the churches. What are other things? We could do medical teams. We could do agricultural teams. There are all kinds of things that can be done. But the primary thing that we're doing is multiplying churches, and we want to see that happening first. And we want to see that happening very well, because that's the thing that we're called to. We have a world network of churches and missionaries, and this network is open to us if we will work appropriately with that network. And by appropriately, I mean being a good neighbor, being a good visitor, being a good guest. We need to contribute in ways that are important to the local church, not ways that are just important to us or things that we think are cool. We need to do what they need and what they request and work with them. If we'll do that, the doors are wide open for ministries, all kinds of ministries to come out of our churches. And our district is open for this. FMI is open for this. And we want to help resource this. I think one of our major tasks is to resource the local church in its mission. Jesus speaks of a lot of signs of the last days and the signs that he will be coming in the last days. But I like this one. I guess that speaks to my little missionary's heart, that we need to be about preaching this gospel around the world. And that's what missions is about, making disciples of the nations. Now, I've traveled the world enough to know that there are vast populations of people that are unreached. We haven't touched them yet. And so I ignore the other signs because this still is the primary one. Everyone needs to hear. Everyone needs to hear the gospel. And so I invite you to participate in this great endeavor, as you have been for the last 20 years that I've known you. I thank you for your faithfulness. I thank you for your commitment. I thank you for your creativity. And I thank you for your fellowship and the relationship that I've had with you. And I want to invite you to continue in that. Bless you guys in your missions effort. Bless you. I'm really proud of you. God bless you. Bye-bye.